Hello, here is a mini documentary of Mustardseed Hospital, from the construction of the foundation to the roof works. It all began by clearing the grass on the land where the hospital was to be constructed. We then proceeded to commit the project in the hands of the Lord via prayers. The next to do was to assemble necessary materials and to implement the building on the ground via setting out. After the setting out was completed, it was time to excavate the footings for the pillars as well as the trenches where the walls of the foundations will rise. The next thing to do to ensure supply of water, we dug a well at the construction site so we could get a continuous supply of water. While the excavation was going on, we made a lot of obstacles, roots, and so much more, but our team was well apt and equipped for the job. We constructed a temporary building 12 by 3 meters consisting of 3 rooms, one for a bedroom for some of the workers, the other one for a parking store, and one for an office where plans and other construction information were kept. As you can see, this is a bird's eye view of the excavation in progress. While this was going on, we had continuous supply of aggregates, sand, cement, rods, you name the rest. To ensure safety, privacy, and focus at the construction site, we had the entire place fenced, as you can see right here. As you can see also, this is the supply of cement, supply of rods, supply of necessary materials required for construction to continue smoothly. We also had the place well lit via the installation of solar energy. We had some solar panels installed at the temporary building, as you can see right here, and we had the inverter, charge controller, and batteries inside here so that workers could have continuous supply and we could have the necessary power to power our tools. As you can see, we are using an electric cutter to cut our ironwork, and it's a lot more faster, a lot more efficient, and saves a lot of time. We had a separate team in charge of the ironwork. We had a separate team in charge of building, a separate team in charge of project management and engineering, a separate team in charge of the plan work for farm work, and so on and so forth. As you can see, this is the team leader of the ironwork doing what he does best. Did I mention that we had another team in charge of block molding? There was perfect division of labor all through the construction process. One of the things that made this project very interesting was the continuous availability of food. As you can see, there was always food provided by the project owners to ensure that the bodies that work were replenished. It was indeed amazing. And this is actually one of the most unique construction sites where I have seen workers pop champagne a couple of times throughout the construction process. We'll come back to that in a second. But before we go, take a look. And now, more materials coming in, more teams working, division of labor in place, targets in mind, focus in the head, and we kept on pushing. Unfortunately, today was one of the most challenging days in this project, where a truck fully loaded with materials got stuck about 300 meters to the construction site. As you can see right here, we did everything to try and remove this vehicle, but it slept here. We got a water pump, tried to pump out the water, we tried to reduce the load, we tried to put dry ground, but it didn't work. So we ended up transporting all the materials overnight. For the sake of hygiene, convenience, and necessity, we also had a pit toilet dug and properly constructed for the workers. As you can see, this is the formwork for the concreting of the slab of the pit toilet where the workers will go. Meanwhile, back to the construction site, you can see how efficient the ironwork is going, thanks to the machine that ensures that it is cut at the perfect length and at a faster speed. Little by little, as you can see, the pillars are gradually showing themselves from the ground, and this is where all the load of the building will be transferred to, which is why an arrow here follows you all through the construction process, and that is why we have to do everything with absolute precision. And once in a while, we took our time to reward workers who were exceptional in their performance with cash prizes and other aspects to boost their morale. And back to the project. One of the highest things that helped us succeed in this project is because we had very clear set goals, and we took stock every day to ensure that we were meeting our targets. We also received many guests who often came with cash gifts that helped motivate the workers, like Dr. Will right here. We also had a goat, a whole goat, to eat and celebrate after the construction of the foundation. We finished late in the night and the celebrations began at the construction site. This is around 11:30 p.m. in the night. And of course, they say feed the body that works the money. Another milestone that we achieved in this project was to have pillars planted all around the boundaries. As you can see, these are pillars carefully planted every 3 meters all around the boundaries. We'll come back to that in a second. We had the team molding blocks. We had the team doing the plumbing. One of the aspects that is very unique about this building is the drainage system. As you can see, there are pipes running within the walls. This pipe will systematically collect water from the parapet, drain them within the walls, and discharge them at the level of the foundation, so that when it rains, we won't have water splashing around this project. And in order not to reduce the strength and structural integrity of the pillars, we had separate columns to house these pipes. Many times, we worked right through to the night, receiving supplies, finishing targets, so as to meet up with set deadlines. As you can see, we were done with the construction of the ground floor at this level. We were now working at the final reinforcement, known as the chaining, which will carry the decking. As you can see right here, the chaining was being finalized. And while this was going on, to ensure that we were up to task and up to speed, we had another team working at the sawing mill, ensuring that we got all the planks that we needed for the decking to proceed. As you can see in the next video, we were already done with the decking of the ground floor. Take a look at the length of this building. It's so large that only the drone can fit it, because if you were to fit this building in a single picture frame with a mobile phone, you would need to be about 300 meters away. We also received the paramount chief of Misaka Kingdom, His Royal Majesty Chief Tiko Akunde Daniel. He came to the site. He was so pleased at the development that we are bringing in the community. He blessed the construction site and prayed for God to give us the grace to proceed. Then we also received Dr. Tabot, a medical practitioner who came to review the construction procedure to see whether it aligns with the functionality of a hospital, and that was a huge success as well. At this level, we were done with the construction of the first floor, which is the final floor. Of course, some people call it the second floor, but that's okay. We were now at the level of the parapet. Though the parapet doesn't have any structural addition to the building, it is what gives the building the beauty that it deserves. At this level, we are currently working at the parapet and the final chaining, talking about the framework that will carry all the weight of the roof. As beautiful as a parapet is, it could be a nightmare if not properly done. First, you have to commence with the formwork, then you go to the ironwork, then you have the preliminary concreting with waterproof additives. From there, you go to the blockwork, then you go to the construction of the coping. From the coping, you go to the waterproofing with bitumen, and so on and so forth. As you can see, at this level, the construction of the parapet was now complete, and we had begun laying the woodwork for the roof works. So far so good, everything was going according to plan. And now you can see how the building looks like when the plank work of the roof was completed. We gave the building a good slope. The main king poles of this structure rises at 8 meters high, so that the other smaller doves can have some significant slope as well. And we had our team of carpenters working tirelessly to ensure that the roof was delivered. This entire roof work was delivered in 2 weeks and 6 days. As you can see, this is how the building looked like after the roof work was completed by our team of professionals. It is so beautiful, as if it wasn't assembled bit by bit. And from this level, we proceeded straight to the plastering of the building. As far as the plastering is concerned, we did the double coat plastering, which is a plastering system whereby a first coat is applied, known as patadaged, and well arranged before the application of the second coat, which is then floored and smoothened, as you can see this worker doing right here. And one thing that we also do with the external plasterings of our projects is to ensure that we have waterproof additives added to the mixture of the plastering. This is because external walls of buildings are more exposed to water, and we do same for bathrooms and kitchens, since though they are inside, they are also exposed to water. So far, so good. It has been an immense success on this project. We are so grateful to God. We are so grateful to the project owners, and of course, our team of professionals who worked day and night to ensure that this mega project is a reality. Bye bye for now.
What can I bring to you, Lord, but the song of praise? What can I do?